When I first moved into my quiet suburban neighborhood, I wasn't looking for anything complicated. After a messy breakup and years of putting work before my personal life, I just wanted some peace. My house was a small, charming place with a white picket fence and a backyard big enough for the dog I kept telling myself I'd get. I noticed her on my first day, standing on her porch next door. A beautiful woman, probably in her mid-40s, with soft brown hair and warm blue eyes that held something sad, something I couldn't quite place. She gave me a polite smile and I nodded back, not thinking much of it. I didn't know then that Emily Carter was a widow. And I certainly didn't know how much she would come to mean to me. It was a week later when I really spoke to her for the first time. I had just finished unloading some groceries from my car when I heard a soft voice behind me. "Hi, I hope I'm not bothering you." I turned to see Emily standing a few feet away, clutching a dish covered in foil. She wore a loose sweater that hung off one shoulder, her hair pulled back in a casual ponytail. "Not at all," I said, setting the last bag down. "What's up?" I know it's a little old-fashioned, but I thought I'd bring you a welcome gift. I made lasagna. It's nothing fancy, but..." "Lasagna? That sounds amazing." I grinned, taking the dish from her. "You really didn't have to do this." Her smile was small but genuine. "It's no trouble. I used to love cooking for two." A flicker of sadness passed over her face before she cleared her throat. "Anyway, I hope you like it. If not, just pretend you did." She turned to leave, but something about the loneliness in her voice made me stop her. "Hey, do you want to join me? I mean, I'd feel bad eating this masterpiece all by myself." Emily hesitated, as if she wanted to say no but couldn't quite bring herself to. Finally she nodded. "Sure. That sounds nice." That dinner was the start of something neither of us planned. Emily told me about her husband, Michael, who had passed away 2 years ago from a sudden heart attack. She spoke about him with so much love that I could almost picture him sitting across from us, laughing at an inside joke only they understood. "I thought I'd be okay by now," she admitted, running her finger along the rim of her wine glass. "But some nights the house feels too big, too quiet." I wasn't sure what to say. I had never lost someone like that, never had a love so deep that losing it would leave me with a void. But I could see it in her eyes, how much she missed him. So I just listened. And maybe that was why she kept coming back. Over the weeks, Emily and I developed a routine. She'd stop by with food, sometimes a homemade pie, sometimes just leftovers she didn't want to eat alone. Other times, she'd knock on my door with a bottle of wine and an excuse to stay. I was watching a scary movie, and I didn't want to finish it alone. My heater's making a weird noise and I can't sleep. I just didn't want to be by myself tonight. And I never said no. One particularly cold night, she showed up with red-rimmed eyes and a tremor in her voice. "I had a bad day," she said simply. I let her in and we sat on the couch, her curled up against my side, my arm resting lightly around her shoulders. We watched a movie, though neither of us really paid attention. At some point she sighed and whispered, "You make it easier." And then she kissed me. It was soft at first, tentative. A question more than a statement. I could have stopped it. I should have stopped it. But I didn't. Her hands found my face, and mine found her waist, pulling her closer. The way she pressed against me, the way she trembled, it wasn't about passion. It was about something deeper. A desperate need to feel something other than grief. When we finally pulled away, she looked at me with wide, uncertain eyes. "I shouldn't have done that," she whispered. I swallowed hard, my heart pounding. "Emily!" But she was already standing. "Sorry. I need to go." And just like that she was gone. For days Emily avoided me. No knocks on my door. No messages. I hated the silence. Finally, I worked up the courage to knock on her door. She opened it slowly, looking exhausted, as if she hadn't slept in days. "Can we talk?" "Yes." She stepped aside, letting me in. "I didn't mean to hurt you," she said quietly. "I was just selfish. I wanted to feel close to someone. To not be alone. And I used you for that." exhaled. It didn't feel like that to me. She met my gaze, her eyes searching mine. Then what did it feel like? Like maybe we're both a little lost. And maybe that's okay. Emily let out a shaky breath. I don't think I'm ready for this. I nodded, though it hurt. I understand. She gave me a sad smile. You're a good man, Jake. You deserve someone who isn't still broken. I don't think love works like that, I said softly. For a moment I thought she might kiss me again. But instead she just squeezed my hand and whispered, "Thank you for everything." And as I walked away, I knew that even though she had found comfort in me, some loves were never meant to last. But for a little while, in the quiet of the night, neither of us had been alone. And maybe, just maybe, that was enough.